My son wants to have our old large screen TV mounted on his wall here. We're going to show you the process of actually mounting the bracket on the wall and how to mount a large screen TV so that you can get the experience of what it would take to do that. Here's the equipment we're going to need to do this mount. We've got the wall bracket. We're going to need a drill. We're going to use a stud finder to find where the stud is in the wall. So it's 44 pounds. It can't just be in drywall to hold it. It will want it in a wood frame behind the wall. We've got a tape measure that we'll need to get dimensions, pencil to mark spots on the wall, and a few different drill bits. So we've got the right size drill bit. Okay, so let's see what we've got in here. A bunch of hardware. If these are the instructions, then it's a smart thing to do to read them. And here's the bracket itself. This type of bracket actually extends out from the wall. The first step is to locate the studs. This is a stud finder. There's different kinds of stud finders, but this is the one I've got now. So this is battery operated. You hold it up against the wall. So when I hold the buttons down, it lights up, blinks, and now as I slide it across the wall, when it senses a stud, notice it turns on the lights for where it is. Then I can press this button, and that puts a little mark in the wall where it sensed the center of the stud. And I'm going to go the other direction and find the one to the left. If it ends up being 16 inches apart, then I'll know it's accurate. It'll give me a little more confidence in the actual reading of this. So look at that, it is exactly 16 inches apart. So we've got one here, and then we would have one over here as well. At that point, I don't need to use the stud finder. I can just mark it off if I want, like that. The instructions tell us to go ahead and mount this on the wall, but it doesn't say anything about the height of where it will be. So what I need to know is relative to the TV, where this is going to land, so the top of the TV from the ceiling, I can get a dimension down from that. These brackets go in the back of the TV, and we can figure out where they're going to be and then measure down from that or up from this to the top of the TV so we know where to put the bracket on the wall. They've got a variety of bolts available depending on the TV mount thread. All the large screen TVs are going to have mounting locations. Here's the 4 for this one, and we've got to find which one of these fits those holes. I'm going to try F to start with. And look at that, that was the right one. We need washers and spacers. So we're going to put a spacer over each hole. We want to find the right height up, and there really is no right height. This is why we're doing this first. Alright, so we'll put that one there. So I want to make sure I've got these on the same, and then I'm going to just hand start them. Oh, whoops, forgot washers. I want a washer on it. Going through that, into that. Do it with there. Snug them both down loosely to start with, and then you can snug it down tighter when you're done. You get to do this one. It's going to rest in the top of this slot, and this is 8.5 inches. It'll be 8.5 inches above this where the top of the TV will be. We held the tape measure up here, had 8.5 inches above here, and figured where we want the bottom of this to be around here. So this is about the right height we want. I'm just going to come and mark a little line right there across where the stud is, so we've got an idea that that's about where we want the drill point. We've got the height, we've got this stud. We decided we're going to go this direction with the other one as opposed to this direction. So we're going to put it here and here. I'm going to measure down from the ceiling There is a little risk in this that sometimes ceilings aren't square. 37 5/8 down, and then in line with this stud is right there. One of the rules is measure twice and cut once with carpentry. So I'm going to double check that, 37 5/8, and come over here and do 37 5/8. Now I can drill the next one. Nicholas wants to make sure with the level. So I'm going to hold this on the hole I drilled and then move this up to my measurement. That bubble needs to be right in the center. All right, let's drill this one. Okay, I felt some resistance, so now I'm going into wood. Now as I push, I can see wood chips coming out. So that's a good sign. That tells us that we actually are in the stud in both of these. And these we're just going to mark based on this. Is it heavy?
It's just awkward.
For these lag bolts, two-person job here. Okay. Okay. Now Nick, why don't you go out to the garage and get a socket and a socket wrench for that size. So now we've got them started in all the spots. This is a ratchet, by the way. Ratchet and a socket head. Got the socket head that fits this one, which it looks like it's a 7/16. Ratchet has a little switch that you can go different directions, so that can unscrew or screw it in. So now we just get to screw them in. So forgot to put the washers on. I'm going to back them out one at a time and put the washer that should have been on there the first time. Now ratchet them down.
Very sturdy.
How's that look?
Center.
The last step is to mount the TV on the bracket, which is a two-person job. Now it's on. Does that seem where you want it? Let's take it off and tighten those wing nuts so it's not tilting that, unless you want it tilted like that.
I do not want it tilted that much.
Once again?
Yep. Let's see if it tilts this time.
Yeah. Last thing to adjust, these little screws need to be screwed up to go behind this bar so that it actually can't fall off. Now we have the TV there. All right, hook up the cables. Let's see if it works. There's one thing we haven't done that's also part of mounting a wall bracket and a TV. That's cleanup. All the stuff that we use to put it together needs to be cleaned up. Guess who gets to do that?
That guy.
We're going to argue about it, but hopefully mostly Nicholas. We got the TV mounted on the wall. Nicholas, what things did you learn in the process that you didn't know before?
Asking for help is not a bad thing.
That's a good thing, isn't it? Did you know how to hang it by yourself if you needed to do it?
I knew an idea, but...
Had an idea. Okay. Thank you for helping to film this. And always remember 2 lessons from every video. You can succeed even though your dad's not in your daily life. And always remember your stepdad loves you. I'll see you on the next video. Why won't this focus? Stop. It's not stopping. So we'll use the stud finder to find a wall, tape to find a stud. The wall's right there. Sometimes I actually read them. Slide it and it lights up when it senses a stud underneath the drywall. And it's not working. Okay, let's take two. This tool is electronic. If I hold the buttons, it does nothing. I did a minute ago. Oh, now it's going. Okay. It's because my eyes are older. Oh, frick. Oh, guess what? We forgot the washers. Have the backs of our heads.
Yep.
That's the process of hanging TV wall mount bracket. Why did it do that?
I don't know.
This was a lousy ending, so let's turn this off. There's one thing we haven't done yet that is also part of